Hi, my name is Scott Ligon. I'm a digital artist and filmmaker. My new short film is called Figure Ground. The film documents my father's death as I experience it and eventually come to terms with it, not as a tragedy, but as an inevitable part of life. That's me, and my real-life wife and kids, more or less reenacting our experience. My first short film, Escape Velocity, is about the connection between ADHD and creativity. It won multiple awards and has been shown all over the world. It's distributed by Shorts International and is shown regularly on the Documentary Channel. Unlike the relatively solitary effort involved in the creation of Escape Velocity, Figure Ground involved a very intense filming schedule, multiple locations, and coordination of a cast and crew of over 50 people. And that was just the beginning of the process. Can we move over here and get one from Sarah? But it'll be prior in time, like we're walking past the nurses, saying hello. You're asking questions, are you okay? You know, where does it hurt? You know, and you can be answering whatever questions they ask you. Then, how about Jean Ann comes, takes the heart, asks what the situation is.
How you feel? You don't look too good.
I just hope it's a boy.
My father is played by veteran actor Allan Kulakow, who's been in several movies including Death by Dawn, Syriana, The Good Shepherd, and HBO's Something the Lord Made. He appeared as the Joint Chief of Staff on West Wing. Having an actor in the lead role that was as experienced and professional as Allan was one of the best decisions I could have made for the film. It made my job easier, and he inspired the other actors to better performances. Allan's wife, actress Naomi Kulakow, plays the part of my mother, who had Alzheimer's disease. The real-life married couple also recently played husband and wife in a pilot for CBS entitled The Way.
Let's move him in.
The director of photography for the film is Ian Hinkle. His camera work contributed to a number of award-winning films, including The Living Coast, Anne Makepeace's Baby It's You, and Laszlo Powell's Born to the Wind. The makeup artist for Figure Ground is Jim A. Choate, who was nominated for a Primetime Emmy for his makeup work for The Revolution on A&E's History Channel. Boston area singer-songwriter Adam Michael Rothberg composed and performed the original music for Figure Ground. He's toured with Joan Baez, produced an album for Dar Williams, and performed on dozens of CDs and recordings, including his own critically acclaimed solo album, Another Spin. Many people did double duty for the production. Steve Pitzel, our production manager, was also the minister in the funeral scene. Production assistant Andrew McAfee played my nephew in the film. A couple of other interesting bits of trivia. One of my sisters is played by Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Claudia Emerson. And actress Alyssa Taylor plays a nurse in the film. She's also a beauty pageant winner that went on to compete in the Miss Virginia pageant. Figure Ground is a hybrid of live action and animation. The first step was to carefully storyboard and plan every scene so we got all of our needed footage on a tight schedule. Props were assembled or created. That's my mom's real camera from when I was a kid. I created a photo of Allan with my real-life kids in Photoshop to be placed by his bed. On the left, Allan and Naomi brought their real-life wedding photo to hang on the wall. Once the filming was complete, every frame was modified and painted into. New elements were added and others were taken away. I created this ice cream logo in Adobe Illustrator. In this scene, I placed it frame by frame onto the cup. I created this chalkboard drawing using Photoshop and After Effects. The chalk is a still photograph that I animated. One scene was shot all in one take, and I had to create a single film strip document for the entire scene. This is the largest Photoshop document I've ever worked on. 395 inches by 267 inches. It took forever to do anything to it. Some scenes were filmed in front of a green screen with created backgrounds placed in later. In this scene, Allan is placed in front of my actual childhood home. In this scene, actors were filmed individually and then assembled together and placed in an environment. Now here's the finished scene from the actual movie. Dad's in pain. It's 3 in the morning. I'm with my niece in a 24-hour pharmacy in a bad neighborhood. I'm unshaven. I'm trying to buy morphine using an ID with a picture of an 86-year-old man on it. To my surprise, it works. After a lot of false starts, I finally settled on a visual approach for the film. You know, as much as I think about this stuff and talk about it, it's also, you know, it's hard for me to get out of the old way of thinking. Like, right now, this is my second film that I'm working on and almost finished. It's about the death of my father, and it's called Figure Ground. This is the original video footage. I painted and modified into it and, you know, masked it off in the background. Here's the background footage, and here's the composited work. And this is the basic style that I ended up on. And I did lots of experiments, and I was going back and forth. Should I try to make this so that it appears to be a cartoon, you know, or should I try to make it so it's video footage that's just been augmented? And, you know, I went back and forth, and finally I realized I was asking the wrong question. You know, shame on me, because I'm talking about this stuff all the time, but I'm still trying to fit it into this neat category. So the right question is, what works? What works for the piece? What works in support of the thing as a whole? Right? So, you know, even if I was trying to say that it was video, you know, I'd be painting, I'd be doing, you know, puppet animation and all different kinds of things in it and fitting all these things together and painting. And even if I was making it look like a cartoon, it would be really dependent upon the excellent video footage shot by our cinematographer. So, you know, none of those things were a satisfactory answer. And if I thought that way, I'd be pushing it maybe in a way that it didn't need to go. Ultimately, death is a part of the process of living. It's really easy to keep this compartmentalized and not really think about our own mortality until we're personally confronted with the passing of someone we love. Figure Ground is my documentation of an experience that changed me forever.